Oh, hey everyone. Don't mind me, I'm just throwing my phone. It's great. Hey everyone, so this is like a week late, but it's totally fine. Don't judge. But anyway, so as you probably know, my goal, oh my god. My goal in 2020 is to read 52 books. That's one book every single week, and so far I have almost caught up. I'm like 3 days late. But that's not too bad. That's not too bad considering that pretty much every year I've made this a goal, I have not accomplished it. So, anyway, I wanted to talk about my third book that I read, and you may also know that I try to do personal development one week, and then the next week I read a fiction novel, and that kind of gives my brain a break to like absorb what I read and really apply it, and then kind of figure out what works for me and what doesn't before I read my next personal development book, because reading too much at one time for me increases my anxiety and it doesn't even let me apply anything. So what's the point of the reading and the spending the money on the book and all that? So I'm not going to read it because I might offend people, and I realize it's backwards, but this is the book, okay? And this book was awesome sauce. So I would say that if you are at all like me and you make your to-do lists like super long and you reach for these like insanely huge goals and and by that I mean like so big that you might not be able to achieve it in the amount of time you're giving yourself. If you are one of those people, or if you overpromise, or if you spread yourself too thin, or if you're constantly apologizing for not meeting other people's expectations, even though you're probably making those expectations up in your head, please read this book, okay? I will say it is geared towards women, but who am I to say who can and can't read this book? In my opinion, everyone can benefit from it because it literally helps you with this. And yes, I know, again, it's probably backwards, but that's cool. Y'all are so smart, you can read it, okay? It's also in the title of this video. But I just wanted to share a few things that I took from this book. It was a super easy read. As you can see, it's not big. And I know a lot of people, one, don't like reading books, or maybe they read very slowly. So this book is something you could definitely tackle no problem in a week or however long you want. But I actually finished that one early, which was really cool. All right, so one thing that I took from it, I don't like ruining books, but just so you get a taste of it before you go spend your money and use your time to read it. All right, so one thing I wrote down was know the reality of who you are, who you want to be, and your opportunities so you can take realistic action towards your goals. And again, I'm just reading from my notebook. If you don't know, I have a very small notebook that when I do personal development or when I listen to a podcast or when I come home from church, I write down things that are really stood out to me that I want to carry through the rest of my life. I am not going to go through and read this book every week so that I can remember everything. And quite frankly, I've never read a book that every single sentence I'm like, I need to memorize this. So I write down what's important in bullets, and then honestly, I mean, anyone could pick this journal up and know all of my knowledge right here, super quick. So know the reality of who you are, who you want to be, and your opportunities so you can take realistic action. I thought that was awesome because, again, sometimes we make these goals and we're like, in 2020, I'm going to lose 100 pounds, and I'm going to do this with my business, and I'm going to do that, and I'm going to make 1,000 friends, and I'm going to grow my social media following by 2 million people. And it's like, dude, be realistic. I'm not saying don't dream big, because you know, if you watch my Motivational Mondays, I believe you can have and be and do anything. But you also have to take the actions, right? And if you aren't allowing yourself, if your to-do list is too long, if you're spreading yourself too thin, if your calendar is too full, you're not even allowing yourself the chance to have and be and do anything, right? And so without even starting, you have failed. You have set yourself up to fail, and that's horrible. It's a horrible place to be. So it really drove that home for me. Another thing I wrote down, say no to the things that are not serving you. So, especially as a woman, and I don't like that stereotype necessarily. I think everyone has agreed to something because they felt like they needed to, because they felt pressured to. Like, sure, I'll drive you to work every single day, or, you know, I'll take your kid after school, or I'll sign up on that volunteer thing, or whatever. I'll stay an extra hour every single day at work. I'll take out, I'll work through my lunches. You know, there are things that we all agree to. And if they aren't serving your goals, I challenge you to say no. And that's one thing that this book really dives into, like practically how to do it, how the author did it in her own life and things like that, which is so awesome. It's actually applicable. I can't stand when you read or listen to something that's just like dream big and be amazing, the end. Like, what did that supply to me other than frustration? Like, I'm gonna wake up tomorrow and be like, millionaire, you know, like, no. Anyway, so, there was a lot. Another thing that really stuck out to me was stop apologizing just for existing. Okay, I know a lot of people also do that, like the chronic apologizers, like, sorry, oh, sorry, and you'll be like, stop saying sorry, and they say, oh, sorry, you know, like, I'm one of those people. I apologize just for kind of being in the room. Like, I don't know why us people who do that do it, but that's another thing I'm going to be working on. Those are just a few of the points that I learned from this book, and again, I'll hold it up. If you find yourself setting yourself up for a failure, right? When your to-do list is way too long, you're ambitious and that's amazing, but don't kill yourself over trying to get stuff done, right? Or if you're setting goals that are completely out of your reach, and please know that I mean, like, I don't mean you can't do things. I mean, like, understand who you are and where you're starting from when you're setting your goals, okay? Don't set a goal so big that you immediately have an excuse not to try to attain it. That's lame. Don't do that, okay? Don't make a to-do list so long that the next day you look at it and you're like, well, that's so long, I don't have to do any of it, because no one would be able to get that done. You know what I mean? So if you're that kind of person, definitely get your hands on this book. It is so worth the time. It was super easy and quick to read. It was really good. It kept me turning pages. If you want more information on it, let me know, but get your hands on this book. I am so excited to keep sharing my journey with you. Part of the reason I'm doing this, not only to help you, because that's really truly what I want to do, but also so you guys can hold me accountable. This is book 3 of 52. I just finished book 4, so you'll probably be seeing me tomorrow on that. I don't know. And then I'm going to start on book 5 tonight. It's crazy. It's hard, but it is amazing. And I really challenge you guys, if you have wanted to read or listen to books, just do it. Just try. Because there are days when I'm like, I don't want to read. I just want to watch Hulu until my eyes burn. But I force myself. It's the very first goal that I set for myself for the day, is to get that reading done. And it is so worth it, you guys. It is so worth it. I promise. So if you have questions about my goal, if you have your own goal, questions about this book, let me know. Thank you for tuning in. Tag anyone who needs to see this, who would be interested in a book like this, and catch all my other videos on my feed and on YouTube. And I'll see you guys next time.